Uh-oh. 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 This is gonna be a funny one, man. This is gonna be a funny one. I want to see what kind of crowd I attract with this one. It still amuses me that to this day, like I'll post something and I'll post like say I'll post a public figure making fun of them, how they look or whatever, how they talk. Then the people will automatically think I'm on their side or I'm a liberal or I'm a conservative. No, I'm just observing, right? And it's only a few like actual intelligent people, they know what I'm doing. That's why I always when I get a chance, I always give a shout out to AJ. He found me because I was trolling Jesse Lee Peterson, which is his guy. That's his guy. He didn't take offense to it. He checked out my channel. He's like, "Oh, he's cool." There's nothing to it. He actually found it funny. Now, anybody that followed me earlier on in my journey, especially in 2022, knew like most of the notoriety that I got at first when I started getting real traction on my channel was when I made those shorts about Jesse Lee Peterson when he was going through what he was going through. And you know what's very interesting, even though I don't think there was any male victims when it came to that Jesse Lee Peterson situation, but I find it very interesting. Whenever male victims or supposed male victims come out, nobody cares. Nobody even goes, you know what? Maybe this is true. Maybe this is not. But a female could come up with the most bogus case against a Negro athlete that people are already hating on off rip, and they'll run with it. They'll even entertain that it could possibly be true, even though it's bogus as hell. You know. But this is very interesting. So right here, in this episode, I will be taking the piss out of Jordan Lee. Jordan Peterson. I will be taking the piss out of Jordan Peterson because I've never felt like he was a great. I don't think he was good. I don't think he was good overall for men in general. I don't think men should really be looking up to guys like Jordan Peterson. That's just me personally. I think he's a bit off, and especially ever since he had that mental breakdown, he ended up going to Russia and all these places. I think he doesn't practice. First of all, I believe he's one of those guys. He talks nice. He doesn't really practice what he preaches. And when push came to shove in his personal life, and I'm not saying what he went through in his personal life wasn't real, but when push came to shove, he became a drug addict, became a pill popper. He probably already was, but that's all he needed. And on top of that, I believe Jordan Peterson's career has tanked ever since he's let his 304 of a daughter take the reins of his career. Ever since he has included his daughter into the fold, he's just been it's been going downhill ever since. That's just my opinion. I think he should have just kept his daughter hidden, like he's kept his son. If I'm not mistaken, Jordan Peterson also has a son. I could be wrong about that, but he had like somebody else too. Keep him hidden. Same thing, and then keep the 304 failure of a daughter hidden, right? And just keep that hidden, and then just keep speaking. Keep speaking your evolution. What's this? he do have a PhD. He is a real PhD though. He's not like Dr. Cheyenne Bryan and those fake doctors. And he's a real PhD. He's a real PhD. So I will give him credit for that. He's actually put in the time. He's actually had lectures and stuff like that. Which, by the way, those college lectures that I have on standby. I don't know if it's still there, but they were good. I'm not gonna lie. They some of them. He has one that stands out to me that a lot of people don't want to cover. This Watch this. Let me show y'all something. This one right here. This video, I think this is his best work. People might disagree with me on this. This right here, when he's like in these when he was doing his teaching, whatever. This is when Jordan Peterson is at his best, right here. But but I don't know, I'll say for the past 4 to 5 years, he's been making a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. And this is one of them. He went to debate with 20 atheists. That was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. Right? Huge mistake. Shout out to Luke Caro GT. He says W. Oh, let me also by the way, let me change the font. Yeah, because sometimes let me keep it like this. Pause. Should I keep the live chat like this? I probably should. Water God Zero, man, what's up? I should keep the live chat like this. I like it when it's in big letters so everybody can see what's happening. This is good. Yeah, I could do. Let me see this. Got the live chat. Nah, I'm not gonna put the live chat on, but right here, it gives me the option now on StreamYard to put the live chat on the screen. But nah, I'm gonna do that. Let me see. Herb R said he did not. What do you mean by he did not? Oh, do you mean he did not get destroyed? I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I saw, mind you, I'm not going to show you the full debate. But he got destroyed. And by the there's not only in terms of like individually, I knew he was in trouble. This first of all, if there's any Christians in the chat, I want to let you guys know right now. Most of y'all will get cooked by the average atheist when it comes to just debating. That's like a person you do not want to debate. You don't want to debate an atheist. let's put that out there right now. You do not want to debate an atheist. This is why you homie, let me tell you a personal story, bro. Let me tell you a personal story. Because thankfully I was exposed to atheists when I was young. I was exposed to a whole lot of people, but I'll say in high school, one of my, I'm not gonna say my friends, he was like he was a straight atheist, but I played soccer with him for a long time, so I knew him. I knew how he thought. Guys, you don't want to debate an atheist. Most conservatives, not just Jordan Peterson, Andrew Wilson would get cooked by the average atheist. All your favorite people. I saw people in the comment section like, oh, they need a real Christian to debate these. You don't want to debate an atheist. You're not ready. In high school, sorry, I went off. In high school, I got exposed to seeing atheists. I got exposed to guys like George Carlin, the comedian. That's why he's in my top 5, right? A lot of people. I saw Sam Harris. Sam Harris. And there was another dude specifically. He was a conservative atheist, and he would go on Fox News and cook and just be cooking these people. Guys, you don't want to debate an atheist. You're not going to win. Christopher Hitchens, right? Richard Dawkins, these people. And when I hear them talk, they know more about the Christianity religion more than the actual Christians themselves. I'm telling you, you do not want to debate them. You don't. If you're a Christian, you don't want to debate. If you're a Muslim, you don't want to debate them. Now, I don't really see atheists go after Muslims. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. But if you're a Christian and you think you're going to debate the average atheist, I don't care if the atheist is in college. I don't care if the atheist in high school. You don't want to debate them. They know more about your religion than you do. These are like this is how people don't even understand like how deep it goes. Like you know the people that call themselves Satanists, right? The self-proclaimed Satanists. Most of these Satanists, most of these people, these are atheists. They're actually atheists, and they're just there to troll Christians. That's what they do. That's their life goal. As a Satanist, their life goal is to troll Christians. So this is why I would tell people, don't even let them go. If they want, if you trust me, no, you don't want it. You don't want it with atheists. And luckily, I was able to see their doctrines, their lifestyle, their stuff. So by the time I got into college, or when I knew certain people were going to college, I already know what I was going into, right? So I remember I was at this church, right, at my parents' church, the one of the churches that they had joined, right? I think they're still there. Yeah, they're still there, right? I remember they had like a prayer study at a Bible study, one of the Bible studies. One of the kids went to the college and he was like a super Christian, right? And apparently something happened when he was on college campus. And all of a sudden he got a hold of a philosophy book or some psychology book, and now he was an atheist. All of a sudden. And people were just shocked. And they were like, how did this happen? Now, I wasn't shocked because I was like, I've heard of these things happening. Because I started hearing from atheists. I looked online, see what they do, the debates, all these, like, bro, he probably went in there with his little Christianity, no disrespect to his religion, and he thought him and his his cross, he come in there thinking he's gonna do something, and he got cooked by his professor. Probably that's probably what happened, or got cooked in the debate, and he started questioning his parents and his his everything. Guys, just bottom line, you don't want to debate an atheist. You're probably gonna get cooked. Like name your favorite conservative Christian pundit. They don't want it with the average atheist. I know there's atheists that that are living, that are in basements. They got nothing going for them in basements. They will cook you. They will cook you. Same way I used to tell people on this channel, bro, the reason why they don't, when people in the mainstream try to debate people in the red pill, they never find a MGTOW or anybody that's MGTOW adjacent, because they're going to get cooked. They always look for what? They always try to have Just Pearly debate, because Just Pearly or Andrew Tate or Myron Gaines, one of these extreme figures, right? But particularly what they do is they look for Just Pearly, because Just Pearly is liable to lose in the debate because she doesn't really believe the stuff that she's saying, right? And she can't back up her stuff. But there's a reason they don't ask, they don't invite MGTOW creators on TV. They don't invite MGTOW creators to these these debate shows or MGTOW adjacent. Look what happened to Hafiz when he faced Coach Greg Adams. Mind you, he's former MGTOW. Coach Greg Adams is former MGTOW. Look what happened to Hafiz on the the SAWScast when Hafiz faced CGA. Hafiz ended up running away from YouTube after that debate. He got cooked. I'm talking about the average MGTOW will cook the average what are these people, the destinies of the world, these libtards, they would cook. Please. I'm talking there's MGTOW people that are living in a basement and they will cook you. I'm talking about they will fry cook what's it, Andrew, a lot of your favorite debaters, Andrew Wilson, all these people. Like, people think a debate is what Andrew Wilson is doing, going as a conservative, going on Fresh and Fit or the whatever podcast and talking to a bunch of 304s that got touched up when they was kids. That's not no debate. That's not a debate. When these conservatives be going on, these things, and they're targeting college kids, they think they're getting an easy win. And when Jordan Peterson, particularly when he hit that second person, the second candidate. No, I think it was the third guy. Okay, let me show you right here. When he hit the third guy right here, this guy, and really all Jordan Peterson was doing was interrupting him and just throwing ish at the wall and hoping it sticks. And the guy was here. He was very passive, which I was shocked, because most atheists I know are not as passive as this guy. But he was very like, whoa, chill out. Jordan Peterson did not let him get a word in. And Jordan Peterson probably thought it was going to be a piece of cake after him. But after him, I think who did he face after him? Yeah, once he faced once it started with the black dude right here, that's how I knew Jordan Peterson was cooked, because he wasn't even close. Like, he would, like, the stuff that he was saying was so basic, but Jordan Peterson couldn't even outmaneuver him. And I was like, okay, he's in trouble. Like, because he was probably the most mild atheist I've seen in a while. Like, he was just asking basic questions, and Jordan Peterson was trying to redefine everything on the fly. I was like, okay, Jordan Peterson is in trouble. Once he got up with him, I was like, oh, he's in trouble, because he was even really trying to debate him OD like this. You're gonna see, because I'm not going to show every single guy. I'm going to show you all the memorable moments, particularly the two guys that basically made the debate go viral, which featured, let me see, this guy right here, the guy with the Hawaiian shirt. Yeah, so this guy basically made the debate go viral. He made the debate go viral. So we will get into that. But like I said, Christians, if you guys are listening, do not debate no atheists. Yeah, you're gonna get cooked. I'm just warning you. And I don't even think I've said that on this show, but hopefully the Christians don't get too offended. Hopefully they don't get too offended by what I'm saying. But I'm just telling you, you're not gonna beat an atheist in the debate. You're not. Respectfully, of course. Respectfully. Anyways, let's go into something that just happened right now. Breaking news. Let me show you some breaking news, because they doing my boy Duke Dennis dirty right now. They doing my boy Duke Dennis so dirty. So right here, let me share this tab. Okay. Multiple women. Wait, hold on. Pyro said, hold on, let me take this banner off. What in the hell? Let me see something. So Pyro had said what had happened was, oh, you go see. You go see. He said the Indian guy with the hoodie. I'm not sure what that means, but right here, Apparently, Duke Dennis is in baby mama trouble, but he never even knew. Right? So now they're saying multiple women have come forward claiming that Duke Dennis got them pregnant and deserted them and their children. Social media influencer Darcy claims he's a deadbeat and doesn't understand why. So far, Duke is accused of having 6 children. I think this is cap, but because mind you, I haven't seen the videos yet. I haven't seen their testimonies, but let's let's give them a go. What the hell? Oh, so let me read the caption. So the caption from this TikTok creator called Darcy, or Instagram creator, she goes, "Yes, I have a son by Duke Dennis. Life goes on though. Don't want to keep talking about it. Don't want people in my business for real, but my son exists and is very much his son." I don't want, so she don't want people in her business, but you literally put the bit. Oh my goodness. This is, you see. Hey yo, man. We need pimps back. We need pimps back. I think this is fake. I think this is fake. I'm sorry, when hoes say anything, I will say this is fake until further notice. It's supposed to be innocent until it's supposed to be proven, what's it? Innocent until you proven guilty, but you already know how that goes. Who the okay, so Water God Zero said I follow her too. I don't even know who the hell Darcy is. I don't know. Maybe she has what's she got, an Instagram or something? What she got? These hoes, man. Okay, this will be my. Oh Lord, she's from ATL. She from ATL. Please, she trying to get her followers up. This. Hey yo, boy. Hey, bro. I understand why hoes went missing back in the day, man. I'm sorry. Like, okay, say if she's telling the truth. Out of all the kids she done murked, because I'm pretty sure she's had several abortions before Duke, or before she kept this one. Why would you keep this one? Why keep this one out of all the ones you done sent to the shadow realm? Why keep this one? Why? This is the problem I have. It's not. This is why I make this channel. It's not. I don't care about women being a hoe or doing what they want to do, partying and all this stuff. But I just believe whatever choice you do, you got to stand on it. Whatever you do in life, you got to stand on it. But these hoes are doing things like what they're doing is they're hedging their bets, and everybody's seeing that they're hedging their bets, moving the goalposts, and the laws are just allowing them to do so. And the worst part of it is most men will not hold women accountable for doing stuff like this. It's only Corey Holcomb that has the guts to be like, okay, why did you keep this one? Like, he's the only person that has enough guts. Corey Holcomb was the only person that had enough guts to call out Dr. Cheyenne Bryan and be like, is this bitch even a doctor? And it's only until Corey Holcomb said that people started doing their research. But people were never going to do the research on Dr. Cheyenne Bryan until he said so. Because just most people just don't want to call hoes out when they being scammers. I don't care what you do in your private life, but this is, if you're a scammer, you're a scammer. You should be called out for scamming. And then what we do, and then what men do, because I don't like it when we do this. This is what we do as men. We just talk about, oh yeah, man, you should have known better. You got to know who you sleeping with. Or we'd be like with Shannon Sharp. Oh, look what, bro, what happened to Duke can easily happen to you as a man. Easily. So now imagine if you want to do better with yourself in life. You want to get more money, but then you got to worry about some bitch you fucked from God knows when in Neverland or in Narnia, and then the bitch, and then you blow up, and then the bitch from Narnia comes out of nowhere talk about, oh, you did this. Like, come on. That's just not, I'm sorry, that's just not fair. And then on top of that, women know once they do the same thing. They accuse you of being a deadbeat, or they accuse you of, GRA, grape, right? They accuse you of this, and they know most men, I think women know that most men are just gonna steal someone, take their word for it. I, on the other hand, I will literally laugh in your face and be like, stop playing. Amazon is hiring for now, before AI takes over. Pyro the Flame King said, because Duke got fame and money, Chris, women are bloodsuckers. Well, exactly. This is clear. This is a clear money grab. I don't even think he should waste time for doing a DNA test, because that kid that she kept, that could be anybody's. That could be Duke's. That could be Pookie. That could be Ray Ray's. That could be the pastor that she's messing with. That could be her cousins. And yes, women be rolling like that. Trust me. That could be anybody's baby. That could be anybody's baby. Duke shouldn't even have to waste his time with a DNA test. But let me go back to the video. Let me go back to the video here with her goofy ass.
Okay, boom. I had a crush on him. What the hell? Duke Davis. Okay, boom. I had a crush on him. Boom, boom, boom. Things led to boom, boom, boom. I got pregnant. He didn't want to be involved. He didn't want nothing to do with it. He didn't care at all. Okay, like, so I had to make a decision.
Man, this bitch is a bird brain. Why would you do the video in a place with so much echo? You dumb broad. Anyway.
Decision as a grown ass woman for my bigger. How many kids do I have? I have one son, and his name is Dallas, and he's 2.
This bitch. Oh my God. I'm not gonna say it. Remember that white autistic kid? He's like, I'm not gonna say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow. Hey man, it's crazy work.
And he's just my perfect angel. Somebody said, why are you still single, and how is co-parenting going so far? A lot of y'all don't know my situation, but like, my child's father is not involved at all. Certain things floating online with me, and it starts saying speaking on an NDA side or stuff like that, and it's like,
oh Lord, bitch, honor your NDA. Shut your trap.
In no way, shape, or form is that the case in my life. Like, I'm not gonna spend my time like tracking no man down, trying to force them to be a father, trying to go to the internet to force them to step up.
Did you guys hear that? Did you hear the fire alarm chirp? Did you hear that? Watch this.
Time like tracking no man down, trying to force them to be a father, trying to go to the internet to force them to step up. Or like,
it never fails, man. It never fails. It never fails, man. Even with Negro male streamers, these people be having big Twitch accounts, and you still hear the fire alarm, the smoke detector, the smoke detector going off. Even the dudes. I'm like, ain't you 20 something? I'm talking about some of these guys in their 30s. You still hear the chirp. I gotta download that as a sound bite. I gotta do that. That's something I gotta do. Be like, here it goes. Here it goes. Let me rewind it one more time.
Case my life, like I'm not gonna spend my time like tracking no man down, trying to force them to be a father, trying to go to the internet to force them to step up, or like all of that. Like literally, it just is what it is. For it to be people out here to have kids, and that's not their like top priority, or they don't morally like.
But it don't matter because it's very few dudes that's just gonna be like. So Water God Zero says when I first saw it, I didn't believe it, but most dudes are not gonna say that out loud. Most dudes are not gonna be like, well, at least just be like, oh, are you sure? I just, dudes just don't got it in them, and it could be clear cap. I'm talking about it could be clear cap. It's not gonna be. You gotta hope that really another woman is like, wait, are you sure? You gotta basically hope another woman checks the broad. That's how it used to be, anyways. It would be other women checking other women for doing 304 activity or being scandalous, but 304s have successfully circled the wagon amongst most men. So it's gonna be rare. They're gonna see women calling out other women for scandalous activity, and don't let these women online fool you that they're talking about, the chameleons that are online talking about I'm on men's side. They capping because they see there's a marketplace for women to talk junk about women and then gain all these male followers. If they were not able to monetize off that, they would still be on the same scandalous time frame. Trust me. So all the Melanie Kings of the world, the Just Pearlies, the who else? Femme Sapien, uh who else? The Sydney Watsons of the world, the Tommy Laurens, the Laura Ingrams. I know these are conservatives, but not necessarily male space creators, but the Samantha Gibsons of the world, the Samantha Lees of the world, they on that same time. Water God Zero says, "I say what I want out loud. I don't give a f." But it's very few. It's very few. So Water God Zero said, "I see the comments and the shorties ate it up." Well, women are they're gonna do what women do. I don't really care about that. I get mad when the dudes eat it up. So like for example, I'm gonna show you right after the Duke Dennis thing, the Zion Williamson story, and dudes is just you still got dudes eating it up. Thinking that, oh man, Zion's career is going downhill, man. I can't believe. Yes, it is going downhill, but this bitch lying. Can we just say that up front? Or whoever dropped the case on Zion, they lying. Let's say that first before we say anything else. But they don't do it. They take this as an opportunity to uh to crap on the young man because they're jealous of Zion off GP. Whether if he was successful or not, they're gonna be jealous of him. So they just if they see him take a tumble in life, particularly when it comes to broads, dudes are gonna be happy about that low key. Most they just have a natural jealousy of 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 athletes. They just do. Most dudes won't admit it, but it's just true. So anything comes out with them having trouble with a broad, they're gonna bite it. They're gonna bite it hook, line, and sinker, right? But the hoes, I don't care what I don't care what they say. I don't care. Them bitches be saying anything. You ever see have you ever heard like a group of women just talking? And I'm like the average group of women, if they're just out there talking, they talking about nonsense. I don't care if I'm talking about they could be at the park, church, school. It don't matter, bro. It don't matter. They be talking about some stuff. You'd be like, the fuck is they talking about? right? But so I don't even. They can say what they want. They can say what they want.
I don't know. I just really just be like my mind be fried about like people like that existed, But ooh, it got me. I love my baby, so
this is his baby. What?
So now this is another. I guess this is another broad that came out and said this is his baby. First of all, you lying. I know GD well she lying. Whoever this other bitch is. What's her name? Fanatic demigod. Fanatic demigod. Again, I would ask you the question: why did you keep this one? in the hopes that the timelines matched up. In hopes.
Is you trying to be messy again? Huh? Not is
Man, it's so sad. The kid, obviously is innocent in all of this, kind of. It's just so sad. Like when the kid is gonna look back and realize her mom never loved her. It's gonna be that shit gonna be wild, dog. Just imagine, like once you start putting two and two together, that's why like those kids be getting so mad that they lose their head because they realize that damn, I was just like my mom kept me. she didn't make me out of love. I was just kept, right? You know, that's why really a lot of these kids be losing their minds. But that's a whole other story that nobody else wants to talk about.
y'all still hunching. What you think? No more babies. I do want another kid. I do.
She Catholic now. This bitch Catholic. I remember Corey Holcomb had made a joke. He said that like a bitch should have like a tear. You know how like gangsters have a teardrop tattoo, and each teardrop is representative of a person that they murdered. He said bitches should have the same thing for all the kids that they aborted. But Corey said that. He said that a long time ago. That's an old joke he did.
But no more babies right now. For me and my baby daddy ever rekindle and have more kids, me and him don't need no more kids. We don't see no more kids, but me and him have like a really great relationship. Like, yeah, we have a really great relationship. It took a long time to get there because we had like so much stuff happen. Like we just been through a lot, but then
You've been through a lot of. Oh man. Somebody said, "Forget Duke, forget the whores, pray for these children." Nah, it's already over, dog. It's already over. It's already over. Them bastards is finna be. Never mind. People gonna think I'm being reckless. Somebody said, "At this point, I'm scared Duke might have a kid with my shorty." Oh Lord. These hoes is definitely cloud chasing. Let me just do one more little bit of Twitter search of this situation because I saw this today. I was like, oh hell no, these bitches. I'm like, they doing my boy dirty. How they doing my boy dirty like this? Let me see. because I think they're lying. I think they're lying, and I think that even if it's true, I think he has the right to not be in the kid's life. He has a right to abandon them because they kept they just kept the kids. I thought all these bitches was pro abortion and they were pro deleting male fetuses and all types of fetuses and all this stuff. But you want to keep his kid. Why? Why? And people could tell me it's because of looks and they and hoes like Duke and that could be that's part of it. But let's keep it a buck. Ninja Twitch streamer. He got that paper. Now all of a sudden, bitch turned Catholic, and now you got an influencer. What's her name? Darcy calling him a deadbeat. Please, please, bro. Oh man, please, 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 please. Let me see. Pyro said these kids are going to be the new 304s and carjackers when they get older. Yeah, the new scammers, the new drug dealers. Yeah, the new cashiers stealing out the register and all that, right? They're just gonna they're just gonna hope they're just gonna she's just gonna put the male kid Dallas in basketball and hope it works out for him. Educated Pookie said this is big cap. F them 304s. Chris gonna keep it a buck. Facts. We gotta stop this nonsense. But like I said, people are they're just gonna take it instead of like and educated Pookie. This is the thing. Dudes are sneaky, right? I ran with one accusation as a joke. One. And that's when Jesse Lee Peterson was accused of taking advantage of men. I ran with one joke on that. And the conservatives and these people that love Jesse Lee Peterson, they was on my ass. They was just like, you this, you that. What are you doing? You really now I'm pretty sure if I did a joke about Zion Williamson and his situation, I'd get people giving me the laughing emoji. I give people praising me, thinking I'm funny. Oh man, that was a good one. These athletes don't know what they're. It's all jealousy, dog. It's all jealousy, and it just shows you. And it just shows you people don't care about male victims. They don't. They don't. They don't. They do not care about male victims. The first thing they said when I was talking about the Jesse Lee Peterson thing, why would you believe these liars? And I'm like, damn, they going they just straight out. I'm like, wow, they don't even consider it. But if a bitch was involved in one of these things, they would have turned. If they had if they said like Jesse Lee Peterson was accused with being with a white woman, they would have turned on Jesse Lee Peterson. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that alone. Let me and then let me cover Zion Williamson real quick. Let me cover Zion Williamson real quick. I'm sorry, with this stream, I'm gonna piss off a lot of people today. I'm just I want to because this is gonna be one of the rare streams that you gonna see me like raw and uncut, like for real. This is very interesting, right? Says here Zion Williamson has been accused of rape and physical abuse in Los Angeles by a Jane Doe claiming to be his former girlfriend per Daily Mail. Now, they said in addition to two specific rape allegations, the New Orleans Pelicans power forward is accused of a continuing pattern of abusive, controlling, and threatening behavior toward plaintiff, as detailed in the filing provided to the Daily Mail by Doe's attorney. Now, I saw another video of the adult film star that he used to be with coming out, and she was saying that she was suing for $30 million. So did she come out as the Jane Doe? I'm not sure. That's the one thing. Did she come out as the Jane Doe, or is she coming out as as the second victim? That's what I'm confused. Is Mariah Mills coming out as the Jane Doe, or is she coming out as the second victim? I'm not sure. Somebody in the chat's gonna have to give me an education on that, because I saw a video she did and I was kind of confused with that. But anyways, let's open up the Daily Mail. Let's open up the Daily Mail real quick. Yes, sir. Let's open up the Daily Mail. Oh, damn. Hopefully it doesn't make my thing slow. Let's see. NBA superstar and former first overall pick Zion Williamson has been accused of blah, blah, blah. In addition to two specific rape allegations, the New Orleans is accused of a continuing pattern of abusive, controlling, and threatening behavior towards plaintiff. And like I said, this is all cap. This, I like for me, I don't even have to read this to know this is all cap. I don't even have to explain this to y'all. Zion Williamson is not going around graping bitches. These basketball players, they show up and the hoes come to them. So this stuff got to stop. this stuff got to stop. These people just show up and the hoes come to them. Okay. Say in addition to two specifics, abuse of controlling, blah blah blah. We and our client do not want to litigate this case in the press. However, I will say this is a very serious case as reflected in the complaint filed in Los Angeles County. The complaint filed in Los Angeles County. So you already know he's being scammed right there. Says our client looks forward to her day in court before a jury of her peers to obtain justice in this matter. Okay, so they say the Doe and Williamson began dating around. Oh, so that's probably Mariah Mills, the corn star. That's probably her. That's probably her. So if that's the case, let me just find her video that I think I saved the video. Yeah, I saved it. Oh no, she's coming out as the second person. What Yo, Mariah Mills is the worst, dog. She's the worst. Oh, she's coming out as the second person. That's crazy. So okay. So is Mariah Mills the Jane Doe? I don't know, because look at this right here. Look at this right here. Because this came out, and look at the caption. It says Mariah Mills cries while speaking out after Zion Williamson's ex-girlfriend accuses him of the R word. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I might have to do more research on that. Let me see. Zion Williamson. Let me see. Nah, so No. I think she's coming out as the second person. See right here. Look at these headlines. Adult film star considering lawsuit against Zion Williamson after recent allegations against him. So she's trying to pile on. I think the Jane Doe is like a separate person. Let me see. You see, it says right here, an adult film star and influencer Mariah Mills is reportedly considering taking legal action against NBA star Zion Williamson just days after Williamson was sued by another woman alleging he raped her in 2023. And Mariah Mills says she contacted Tony Busby regarding a potential lawsuit against NBA players. I already told y'all Negroes. I told you what y'all needed to do with Tony Busby, but y'all don't want to listen. Y'all just wanna cry and sing "We Shall Overcome." You got to handle your business with that dude. Tony Busby doesn't go after every ninja. He can't go after just anybody. I was shocked he went after Jay-Z, but I told you what y'all need to do with Tony. Chris, what you do? You advocated violence? I didn't say nothing. I'm just saying you gotta handle that. Same way you would handle a ninja that owed you $2. I didn't see ninjas eliminate other people for way less. And eliminate can mean many things. All right, it can mean many things. So I don't want you putting that on my name. Anyways. Oh man, here we go. So yep. So it's the Jane Doe is remaining anonymous, and then Mariah Mills is trying to pile on. It looks like. Let's see. Eye popping $18 million to $50 million. Yeah, the Jane Doe is remaining anonymous. So right here, the lawsuit contains graphic details from a pair of 2020 encounters. The Jane Doe alleges in the lawsuit that she arrived on September 23rd, 2020, to the Beverly Hills home that Williamson rented at the time, and he requested sex. When Doe told the former number one pick she was tired and wanted to go to sleep, he allegedly called her stuck up in a bitch and said she could not go to bed before sleeping with him. After she said no, the 24-year-old Williamson allegedly pinned plaintiff down on the bed with her hands behind her back and raped her. Now, mind you, the broad that's coming out, the Jane Doe, she said she was a former girlfriend. So I don't know what she's talking about. she's capping. She's doing a lot of capping here. Okay, let's read more details. Because I like for the Mariah Mills situation, I'm just gonna watch the video. He said when Doe attempted to grab her phone, Williamson allegedly threw it across the room before choking her and yelling at her for talking too much. A second alleged rape is claimed to have occurred roughly 1 month later. How does it? So you said you was R-worded, and then you came back to his house. What? What do they? What? Oh my God! Let me not read this stuff. This is Zion. I'm so sorry they doing to you this to you, brother. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. They said Doe also claims Williamson threatened to kill her and her family, including an allegation of him threatening to pay his security guard to shoot her in the head and eliminate her parents. Our client is adamant about this. It's not her desire or our desire to litigate this case in the press. Sam Taylor with the Lanier law firm. Okay, so Sam Taylor is representing the Jane Doe. So that's how you know these are two separate cases between Mariah Mills and this Jane Doe, because Mariah Mills said she was going to contact Tony Busby. We take these allegations with the utmost seriousness and we unequivocally deny them. Let me see. Oh, this is Zion Williamson's legal counsel. He said, this is the plaintiff's third set of attorneys. This appears to be an attempt to exploit a professional athlete driven by a financial motive rather than any legitimate grievance. Like I said, we already down, like we already opened up Pandora's box when we start allowing, 304s, getting away with this, retroactive consent. we already opened Pandora's box with that. Okay, so now they're mentioning his past with his, his choices of baby mothers and the women that he's been with. So yeah, man, I'm so sorry, Zion, they doing this to you, man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my brother, they doing this to you. This is nasty work. This is nasty work. So let's play the Mariah Mills video with her fake crying. Oh Lord.
Everybody deserves a chance to be heard, and I hope me and any of the other victims, I just hope we all get justice. And the amount of bashing, humiliation, slander, and threats that I've been receiving these last 3 years have been a lot, and it's causing me a lot of stress, emotional distress, and I just hope we all can come to justice and this all can be resolved and nobody has to relive all these things ever again. Everybody deserves.
Come on, Mariah. Come on. Stop it. Stop it. Somebody said it's crazy how broads can lie and just get away with it every time. Well, like I said, it's men's fault. I blame men for that. We dropped the ball with the Me Too stuff. We heavily dropped the ball, particularly black male comedians. I blame them for that. That includes my favorite comedian too, Corey Holcomb. That includes him too, right? When Cosby was going through his thing, right? People didn't understand. And I'm not saying Corey said he was guilty. He was just kind of, on Cosby's ass because a lot of black male comedians felt that Bill Cosby treated them a certain way. And I get that. But people got to understand there's bigger things at play. Way, way, way bigger things at play. People don't understand when a president is being set. Like I remember Reaper Rail had came on here, right, when I had the panel open, and we were just talking about Diddy, right? And we know Diddy's a monster, but the charges that they were giving him, we were like, we gotta relax first with the RICO charges and all this stuff because we can't be talking about sex trafficking and RICO charges with Diddy. That's not what happened. That's just a terrible precedent to be set. So now if you fly a bitch out, they're gonna call it sex trafficking. If you're a celebrity and you tell your people, I need you to go to CVS and get me some condoms or whatever, some lube. Now that's that's aiding and abetting. If the bitch decides to come back and say, "Oh, this happened to me," this is a terrible. We can't do that, right? Just give Diddy the charges of what's it? Arson for trying to blow up Kid Cudi's car, domestic violence, which he did, with Cassie and the other hoes, his baby mama, Kim Porter, God rest her soul, and in abuse, just an abuse of power. They could easily get him with that, but no, they want to add some other stuff on him just for money purposes, but they don't even realize that this is a terrible precedent that you can set by having him guilty of those kind of charges. And hopefully it doesn't backfire. Because Diddy really should be locked up, but just off GP. But when you're adding all these other ghost charges on him just to get more money out of him, no. Because this is going to end up affecting most. This is going to be a terrible blowback on most men in the future. Excuse me. Man, I wish I had some watermelon right now. Oh, let me relax scrolling on Twitter because it is Twitter. Let me chill out for a second. Fat Captain said, I'll never understand why people will share extremely personal drama on the internet like this. Well, like I said, with Mariah, we already know she's trying to get a bag. She already threatened blackmail. Like she already threatened blackmail on Zion Williamson with the sex tape scandal, with the alleged sex tape scandal. So, but for some reason, because if one woman comes out, then another woman comes out, and then it becomes something. And unfortunately, Americans, particularly Americans, they think because more women are coming out, that makes it true. That's what happened with the Bill Cosby situation. More bitches came out. And my natural mind, I'm just like, well, all them bitches is lying. All of them? Yes, all of them. What do you mean? There's got to be something. So I'm like, so if all right, I'm like, oh, okay. So this is the logic that the normies are using. Okay. I know 2 million people right now that say Cristiano Ronaldo sucks. I can find you even like 5 million people that say Lionel Messi sucks. Believe it or not, I can find these people and they will stand on it. Does that make them right? Hell no. But like I said, people like to change the goalposts, particularly when it comes to, let's keep it a buck, black male athletes. They're just naturally jealous of him. So if anything comes out about them with them and a woman not working out, or something happened between them and a broad, they're automatically going to take the woman's side instead of looking at it objectively and just, okay, what happened? Because all you had to do is be like, okay, what really happened here? Oh, okay, I see what happened. Even in real life, men don't do their proper due diligence. They feel like they'll start dating a single mother. They'll fall for the sob story that the single mother will say that, he was my baby daddy was abusive and he was this and he was touching the kids. They'll say all types of nonsense, and then you'll do your research. It'll be like few people that do the research, and when you do the research objectively, you'll find out that both of them were knuckleheads. Both of them. It's not even just the bitch being a knucklehead. He was being a knucklehead. She was being a knucklehead. They both were knuckleheads together, and they came together and formed a knuckleheaded baby. That is most situations that I've come up. I'm talking about in my experience. It's both of them were being knuckleheads. Both of them were being reckless. Both. And that still makes most of the responsibility of the woman, because you chose to sleep with a knucklehead. Women decide who they sleep with. Men sleep with who they can. Women can sleep basically with whoever they want to. It's rare that they're gonna come across a dude that's like, no, I'm sorry, no. Oh, sorry, I have my piano on. My bad. Let me turn my piano off. Sorry, my piano was still connected to the interface. But this is most situations. 8 out of 8, I'll say 7 out of 10 times, both of them were being knuckleheads. But the problem is, women are going to frame it like they were the complete victim, like they got knocked over their head by a log. like it's the caveman days. They got knocked over head by a log, and they just got magically impregnated by this emotionally unavailable narcissistic abuser. This is how they always frame this. You just, just like, all right. You know, like the woman, the young actress, what's her name, Sky Jackson. Do you know that her baby daddy? She said that she found him. She said she fell in love with him when she first saw him, when she saw his mugshot. that's how she found him, and now she's talking about he's abusive. I'm like, you literally took a criminal, and you want me to come on? Out of all the people you could have been with, you decided you saw this ninja in prison, you saw his mugshot, and you were like, that was the one. Come on. And you slid into his she approached him. A criminal. I'm just saying there like, this cannot be life. Now, yes, he's a knucklehead, but I mean, I'm not finna ride out for you over that. I want you to do something. This doing something. Bro, no. I refuse. Oh, yes. She said she found him off of a mugshot. I was like, hey, I don't know, Water God Zero. You probably didn't see the live stream or the video I made off this, because I made a video and a live stream where I showed you the baby dad thread. A woman on Facebook was brave enough to show all the ladies she know, and she showed all these ladies' baby dads. I was laughing my ass off. All you saw was straight degenerates, criminals, and gay dudes. That's what you saw on there. I was sitting there crying, laughing. It was drug dealers, scammers, ninjas holding pistols, people holding up, scammers holding up fake money, ski masks, baklava, and then they showed like 3 ninjas that was looking suspects. Let me see. Hold on. I'll show you, because that stuff still had me laughing. Daddy thread. I hope it's got to be still there. The baby daddy gallery. Baby dad gallery goes viral on Twitter. Baby dad gallery goes viral. Ah, nah. I'm gonna have to scroll all the way down. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it for you, because it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious, but it was exactly what I thought it was gonna be. It was exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, the more I scroll, it's gonna pop. It's gonna pop. I don't have a whole lot of videos saved on my Twitter, so just give me 1 minute to scroll. First of all, let me remove this. There's a lot of videos I got to remove anyways. I'm already done with a lot of these. Wait, let me see. Am I allowed to search my bookmarks? Am I allowed to search? Baby. Yep, this is it. I found it. Thank you. I didn't know I could search. Right here. Yeah, a woman on Facebook. And I really love the really light skinned broads. They be the ones the real fair skinned broads that are not black, but that are part of the black community. They be putting this stuff out there. Because this stuff is funny. So right here, look at this. We got a baby daddy thread from Facebook, right? And this is from she probably had to hide herself because it was from a woman. She exposed this. Look at these ninjas, man. Just look at these ninjas. I'm gonna have to put this in slow motion. Look at these ninjas. Look at these guys. Another criminal. Mugshot. Face tattoo. Another criminal. Two unemployed dudes. Malibu most wanted. Another criminal though. This is a criminal, right? This is that's a dude with a mugshot, and this dude is definitely unemployed. Hold on for a second. Let me make this slower. It's going too fast. This is probably the most normal dude here because I see him taking a picture with his driver's license, right? He's probably normal. This guy, face tattoos all over the yin yang. This guy's probably some kind of shot. Hold on. Let me pause it. I don't know why he's going so fast, even at 0.25 speed. Anyways, this guy right here, bruh. There's no way you can look at a guy like this and you think, okay, this is going to be a good father. No way. Absolutely no way. With the Henny on deck. This stuff is just laughable. Another criminal right here. And a suspect ninja. This is a dude that's been in and out the pen. A suspect ninja. Another unemployed young YN right here with posing with fake money. This is a criminal. Trust me on this one. This is a criminal. This is a scammer right here. This, I'm not sure what he is, but can't be up to no good. But the two Henny bottles on deck and he's in a hotel room. This doesn't even look like an apartment. This looks like a hotel room. So this is guy probably at a Motel 6 trying to be a wannabe pimp. You know what I mean? Hold on. Let me turn off the music. My bad. Right here. This dude, I don't know. This guy's probably a SoundCloud rapper at best. Right? Another scammer / unemployed ninja. Right? Another scammer right here. And notice this too. The baby daddies or the baby fathers, right? None of them seem like particularly like super tall or something like this, you know. Oh, he needs to be 6 feet tall. He needs to be making. But I'll say this: and this might sound gay if I say this, but when it comes to black women, they choose their mates off of peen size. that's how they choose, which is stupid. But nevertheless, this is how they usually do. They choose off that and off your status. So they see dude in a club, he looks like he's running the club, but they don't realize he's renting everything so he can look good for that one night. So those are the people, those are the two types of people that particularly BWs they fall for. Those two archetypes. Right? More scammers, more drug dealing. This guy, he's probably this might be the most normal guy in the dude with the driver's license. Right? This guy might be normal. And then another suspect photo. This, and then here we got the dude with the face tattoos here. And the tattoos on his head, tattoos all over his arms, and him holding his kid, and the kid is crying while he's drinking a Henny bottle. You can't make this stuff up, right? Here we have this dude, a druggie, a junkie, and another photo of some suspect ninjas. But this is it. When I saw this thread, I was like, "Oh, this is exactly what I thought it was." He said the kid is crying. It's crazy work. Crazy work. Anyways, let me go before I go in on Jordan Peterson and conservatives alike. Let me make sure I'm not missing nothing. Because there's one more person I wanted to go into before I go into Jordan Peterson. I just got to make sure I'm not missing. Just make sure I'm not missing nothing. Let's see here. Because yeah, the conservatives, they're gonna have to catch this wreck. I even gonna hold you. The conservatives, they're gonna have to catch this wreck today. Let me see. Oh, let me shout out this guy here, because there's this thing where people be saying, "Oh, Indian dudes are simps." Let me give this Indian dude a shout out for not being a simp. Yes, Lord. So here we have one of these segments. These segments, where you got these ninjas all up in a white room with some broads that they hired off of Craigslist or from the streets to line up, and one of these fake ass dating shows. We have LaMike Jr., a streamer. An Indian dude comes up to homegirl. He's just being a man. He calls her a 304. And this dude starts turning into a simp. The streamer that set up the whole show starts turning into a simp and umps a gun at him. Let's take a look.
Hey, how you doing?
I was doing all right. I thought she was supposed to be bad. That's what they told me.
The fuck is your type?
Bad bitches, and you're not really one of them.
You don't get bitches.
Yeah, I do. I get bitches like you on the daily.
Can you stop calling, like, all those shots? Stop calling her a bitch.
Why? I'm being honest though. Like, she probably is. She looks.
Don't call her a bitch.
I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want.
No, because I got a sister, I got a mom. Like, I'm about to keep.
Okay, they probably bitches too. Bro. That's not my problem.
No, but I'm saying, like, I'm trolling with them. They
Okay.
trolling. I'm saying,
Okay.
you calling her out her top, though. You disrespectful, okay?
I'm being honest. I don't give a fuck,
Like,
bro.
you
Like,
tripping.
y'all told me to come and be myself. I'm
You tripping.
I don't give a fuck.
You ain't tripping.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
I'm not.
You're not.
Who the
You
fuck
ain't
is you
gonna
talking
do
to?
shit, bro.
Who the fuck is you
You
talking
ain't gonna do shit.
Who the fuck
You
is
ain't gonna fucking do anything, bro.
Who you talking to? Who you talking to? I'm saying, like, who you talking to? I'm saying, like, all jokes aside, who you talking to? Who you talking to? Bro, blow this bitch down, gang. Who the fuck is you talking to, bro? Like, I'm not from New Orleans, gang. Fuck wrong with you, gang? Nah, bring them back. Nah, come back, gang. Nah, come back, gang. Nah, come back, gang. Come back, gang. Come back. If you fucking with that, we go fuck with that, gang. If you fucking
LaMike Jr., you get this. You right now are you're the simp of the year. First of all, shout out to, I don't know, maybe he's not Indian. He looks Indian, but let me give India some props real quick. Let me give India some props. Shout out to India real quick. Shout out to Mr. India for just standing his ground. I don't know why this dude about to lose his whole streaming career. umping up his piece because a dude is calling a broad he don't know a hoe. It's not like oh man, I'm gonna sound like Anderson Paak now. When I call you a bitch, it's because you my bitch. And as long as nobody calls you bitch, it ain't gonna be no problem. I don't know how that song goes, but anyways, Shadow Dog. Shout out to Shadow Dog Law with the 199 super chat. I knew that was gonna trigger somebody. Shout out to Shadow Dog Law with the 199 super chat. He says some black men be making us look bad, bro. Some, and I'll say this: I haven't helped either. You know, my past isn't clean either. But this guy's got to be in his late 20s, his mid 20s. Whoever LaMike Jr. Like, come on. After a certain age, shouldn't you mature past the simping? Especially with the information that we have now. This is the information that our dads didn't have, our grandfathers didn't really have like that. It wasn't as popular, right? This dude about to lose his whole streaming channel. This guy's a Twitch streamer. He could lose his Twitch over pulling out his weapon. You know how sensitive Twitch is, right? This dude about to lose his whole Twitch over a broad he does not know. I'm talking about, and here's the thing too, because these streamers I'm gonna give you a little inside secret too, because I've been in the backgrounds of shows like this and helped. Right? Let me tell you a secret with these things. A lot of the times, and my cousin has done this too, so I'm putting him on blast. Right? A lot of the times these male streamers, they'll bring these broads on shows like this and they're already smashing these broads. That's why they were able to call the broad on the show to be one of the contestants. And they already done slept with the broad. That's why the broad's on the show. So I don't know if that was going on in the background. He already slept with her and he felt a certain type of way because the Pajit called her a bish, right? But even still, like, this dude he's probably in danger as we speak of losing his Twitch channel over this scene. I don't know what he's thinking. And by the way, what did the Indian dude say so wrong? That's I mean, hold on for a second. Maybe he's just
All those shots I'm calling.
Like, bruh, hold on.
Hey, how you doing?
I was doing all right. I thought she was supposed to be bad. That's what they told me.
The fuck is your type?
Bad bitches, and you're not really one of them.
You don't get bitches.
Yeah, I do. I get bitches like you on the daily.
Can you stop calling, like, all those shots I'm calling her a bitch?
They were having an exchange, basically. Low key, he kind of interrupted their mating ritual. That's a whole other. She wasn't offended really that much. It seemed like he was more offended than she was. And he's right. This is not a bad bitch. Respectfully, I know I can pick out. Let me not disrespect my musician friends. I ain't even gonna do that. Dude, I could literally go to, what city can I go? I could literally go to, the Bronx. And that's like the last place you should be picking up women, by the way. Bronx is the last place on Jesus Christ's earth that you should be trying to pick up women. But anyways, I could literally go to the Bronx, cover my eyes, do a spin, and point out 5 bitches. Sorry, 5 women that look like this. This is average, right? This is not People be talking what they call it, super baddies, and this is a bad this is a baddie, bro. I know. I got. I got. I got hoes like this, bro. I've cracked hoes like this, man. That's easy work. That's easy work right there. Now, some of them were single moms. I ain't even gonna hold you, but still, she's probably a single mom. But this is easy work. This is this is extreme easy work. That's not like, come on. He about to crash out over this, bro. There's no way. There's no way. This is so embarrassing. Pyro the Flame King said, "Who's going to stop me calling her a simp?" Well, like I said, you got to be careful, I guess, now, because you got guys like Lamike Jr. willing to lose his whole Twitch channel over a broad that's just gonna walk away after you get arrested. I mean, bro. Shadow Dog Law says he's the type that crashes out when his girl or sister call him whining about some dude that did them wrong. Facts. Guys like this are dangerous. Just off of his word. Just off of his word. He's gonna crash out on you. These are the types of people I keep telling you. When I'll say, look, you got to be careful when you're messing with black women and Latina women, because they be having these simps coming out of nowhere, like Shadow Khan from Jackie Chan Adventures. I don't know if y'all watched Jackie Chan Adventures. You know how like Shendu. What I think that was the guy's name, Shendu, the villain. Yeah, I think that was his name. And he would be able to summon Shadow Khan, right? And the Shadow Khan like ninjas would come out of the literal shadows, and he could like summon as many of them as they can. That's what you got to be careful. This is why you can't even really. This is why people are afraid to even talk to women in terms of speak their mind with women, because they're just afraid of ninjas like this that's just gonna crash out on you. He don't even know this broad. This Aaliyah wannabe. This is a wannabe Aaliyah right here. We got this wannabe Aaliyah you finna crash out over. This bitch is one bad breakup away from blowing up. This bitch is one bad breakup, one situationship gone wrong away from becoming a torta. Literally. And this dude finna crash. He finna crash out over this. That's wild. I know so many hoes that look like this, dog. There's no way. No way. Hold on for a sec. Hold on. We got Pyro, the Flame King, with the $2 super chat. Whoa, hold on for a second. Let me do that again. My bad. So, Pyro, you said something interesting. You said I would have embarrassed him in front of her, Chris. And what, lost your life? Pyro, don't be that reckless. Don't be that reckless. Please don't lose your life over that. Dude, I know some of the best fighters in the I know people that fight. Like, I'm talking about professionally. And they this is what they tell people. They be like, yo, look, if you get into something, a tussle in the street, or somebody try to call you out on the road, don't approach him. Just be like, I'm sorry, I was wrong, my mistake, and just move on with your life. I'm talking about some of the best fighters I know, like professionally. And they said, don't get into it. It's not worth it when you got people like Lamike Jr. running around. You're not finna embarrass Lamike Jr. The single mammy raised brigade. They have no there's no logic, there's no reasoning. There's nothing out here more dangerous than a jealous male simp. There's nothing more dangerous out there than a jealous male simp. Because at the end of the day, all a broad can do is call another man to handle her dirty work. That's all she can do. But a jealous male simp can do real damage out here. Let me see this. Shadow Dog Law with the $4.99 super chat. So I just read Shadow Dog Law super chat, and I think you're right. You might be on. I think you're right. So he says, Chris, the Twitch host, felt the energy between them two because homie called her out and was gonna get the kitty. Abu dissing her was his method to smash. Facts. That's that is correct. I believe that is correct because that was just his way of like, you know, unfortunately with American women, you can literally talk crazy about them. Like the worse you treat them, like you can literally throw them around like dirt and they will be in your bed that same night after you done dissed them. Dude, like I have one girl, right? And she likes me more than I like her. But initially, when I met her, I did everything in my darndest to just avoid looking at her. Not even just because I knew she was, I felt somebody was staring at me. This is the spot that I go to every Friday. I felt somebody staring at me. I was just like, I was suspicious about this. And then she finally had the courage to come up to me and be like, and she's more flirty with me than I am with her. But that's usually how it goes. They just act correct when you don't show no interest or you just kind of shoot them down gently. So he was just doing what works for him, which is just kind of talk down on her. He probably could like, oh, I remember one broad. I was making fun of her I remember this one broad I worked with, and I was going in on her coat, and she liked that. She liked that I was going in on her coat. It's just, that's a lot of the times that works. You know what I mean? But I was genuine with it because I thought that was the funniest thing. She came in. I said she had came in with this big old detective's coat, and it looked like she had nothing else underneath. I was like, yo, who you? I was like, yo, I'm like, you need money that bad? She thought that was hilarious. With her, I said she had that Inspector Gadget coat. But anyways, sometimes that works. Sometimes it just works. And this was his way of getting at the broad, and he sensed the energy. So yeah, you're right. And Mike, whatever his name, Mike Jr. was just jealous he was just able to just still get his way with her by talking reckless and still get his way with her. So facts, I agree with that. Shadow Dog Law says he had to turn up on him so he can out alpha him. Facts, I agree with that. I agree.
Why? I'm being honest though. Like she probably is. She looks. Bitch. Why? I'm being honest though. Like she probably is.
Can you stop like all those shots? I'm calling her a bitch.
Why? I'm being honest though. Like she probably is. She looks.
I'm gonna
say whatever the fuck I want.
Because I got a sister, I got a mom. Like I'm about to.
Okay, they probably bitches too. Bro. That's not my problem.
No, but I'm saying like I'm trolling with them.
Okay.
Trolling. I'm saying you calling her out her top though. You disrespectful. Guys.
I'm being honest. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like y'all told me to come and be myself. You tripping? I don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna do nothing. I'm not. You're not. Who the fuck you ain't gonna do shit, bro. You ain't gonna do shit. Who the fuck you ain't gonna fucking do anything, bro? Who you talking? Who you talking? I'm saying like who you talking? I'm saying like all jokes aside, who you talking to? Who you talking to, bro? Blow this bitch down, gang. Who the fuck is you talking to, bro? Like I'm not.
I'll blow this bitch down, gang. Who you talking to? I swear, the reason why, look, I think people should have guns in general, but the problem is in my personal life, I run into too many people like this that have guns. I run into too many people like this. This man should not have a gun. People be like, man, hey, gun rights, and I feel you with the gun rights, but it's just too, like, in my personal life, I've ran into too many people like this. Too many people like this. Let me show y'all something real quick. And this is my opinion. This is low-key my official opinion about guns. Let me show y'all something. Let me show you a old Corey Holcomb clip. An old Corey Holcomb clip. And I'm gonna move on to the next topic. Let me show you an old Corey Holcomb clip. This clip is from 2018. I'm sorry, I just had a flashback. I just had a mean flashback. Oh man. 5150 show. Let me show y'all a mean flashback I just had.
Well, your gun drop, you naturally look like, who saw that? How everybody know you pulled out a gun? Because it was people say, motherfucker pulled a gun. I'm just saying, a motherfucker who said he dropped the gun, it's easy to find out if they lying or not.
That's right.
Surprise, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, Bobby was in the Army, so I know he used to have one, and he probably know how to handle one.
Enough to know that you don't play with them.
You don't play with them.
I was always told, don't pull them out unless you're going to use them.
This is what I was taught when I was a kid. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. I was taught this. You don't pull out a gun unless you finna use it. This is what I was taught. This has been gospel, damn near gospel for me. Right? Shout out to Zoe Williams with the knowledge. This has been gospel right here.
Seen it happen.
How about that?
I was always told that's the rule.
But see, that's not what's happening. See, in this world, there is marginal talent, marginal people. Those are the motherfuckers you got to be scared of, because they always want to be on the level of up here, but the truth is they really on the level down here. So they will get a gun and try to show you I'm tough.
The great equalizer.
And chase people with it.
And
now, mind you, this situation they were talking about. Remember when Cat Williams had that situation with Wanda Smith, and Wanda Smith's husband pulled up on Cat Williams with a gun. But isn't this very reflective of what I just showed you?
Bobby, could you ever chase a man with a gun?
Never, man.
When I got a gun, my gun is to shoot, or maybe there might be a situation where I might have to ump it just because I'm outnumbered. You know what I'm saying? Or it's something like that.
Right.
But I'm never finna wait on somebody all day at a club to show them, hey, look, hey, come here. I'm never gonna do that.
I can't.
So I'm just saying.
I can't.
I'm jumping the shit off. I might get a gun pulled on me in Atlanta. But I promise you, I got something for all that. I got something for all that. And once I turn it, and this is some interesting shit. You need to hear it, because
I'm all ears.
the shit that nobody really want to go to.
And the woman's name, the host, the radio host,
Wanda Smith. And whenever I go to every morning show, especially a brother like me, you know how I am.
and they went into that radio station.
We used to do Wildin' Out.
There you go.
Surgical.
Of this.
So fly.
She was telling him out because
Where's her hair
yeah. So I set it up and I told Tiffany, nigga, but shit, you come on now.
But yeah, that's all I have to show you. But that's my official opinion on guns, man. It's too many There's too many. There's too many hoes out here with guns. Too many weirdos out here that got guns that should not have it. And I'll stand on that. I'll stand on that. Anyways, let me go in. I know I'll say this. I know educated Pookie's probably gonna like this next thing I'm about to say. He's probably gonna like this next thing what I'm about to say. So my man, Whole Math went viral, right? Broski went viral, right? Let me see if I can bring up his ting here. So Broski went viral. If I can find the official tweet. Right? See something real quick. So he had basically a doomer like tweet that went viral. I don't know why I don't see it right now. Did he delete it? And then just let everybody else repost it? Yeah, he deleted it. He deleted the tweet. He deleted the tweet and just ended up just reposting it and like reposting everybody else that took a screenshot of it. Okay. Yeah, it looks like he looks like he deleted the tweet because he probably felt a certain way that people was responding to him on it. So right here, Whole Math went viral for saying this. He said, "It's way too late for me to have a real life. I'm not getting married. I'm not ever having a real relationship. I'm never going to build a house or buy one and make it the way I like it. I don't have the time or energy for any of that. I am an adult, adolescent until death now. I got no chance to start any sort of a life that makes sense. You know, I'm 40, right? I'm not in great health from stress issues stemming from the pandemic, and I can't handle 100% of my own needs, never mind a family. Sure, there's a lot that I can contribute to the world, but I'm not going to get much back for it. No matter how much money I get, there isn't much I can do with it. Maybe get a nice place to live or a car, but not a real life." Right? So Steph is dope. One of the Twitter users. I don't follow him, but I see a lot of his tweets because I like a lot of his tweets. So he said, "This is the saddest thing I've ever read, but also made me feel 1,000 times better about my life." Now, I feel where Whole Math is coming from. And mind you, I've given Whole Math a lot of credit on my channel. I've shown you so much so, I've shown you women that have been stealing his style, and I've called them out. So I respect how he does things, his originality. Now, on the other hand, let me show you something in the replies right here from Steph is Dope. Okay. And I'm going to agree with some of these. So right here, EDN says, "No man should ever feel this bad for himself. He clearly hasn't invested in himself. And what the F is stress issues from the pandemic? Soft as hell." Low key, I agree. Low key, I agree. And you're going to see why in a minute. So Steph replies back. He said he's a loser online giving advice about hoes, and he got no hoes, girlfriend, wife, etc. Now, there's something to that. There's something to that, but I give whole math the benefit of the doubt because I do like his style of his way of kind of just like breaking things down in charts. But I've also said on this channel, y'all ninjas is wasting your time doing all these charts and these diagrams and all these things. You're wasting your time doing that. Hoes don't care about that. Right? And then right here, EDN says, I knew he was a loser soon as I saw him complaining about women choosing black men. No white man who's successful in life thinks like that. And right here, I'm going to highlight this tweet. And this white dudes might be mad at me for liking this tweet, but I agree with this 100%. And it's not just whole math, mind you. It's not just whole math that be falling for that trap, right? Let me preach here. There are a lot of Twitter accounts that they say they're based or they're conservative or they're far right or white nationalists, etc. But all of their tweets is literally dedicated to about black people, quote unquote, stealing their white women. Now, statistically, it's not happening like that. Not statistically, white women still prefer white dudes in general, right? Same with black dudes and black women. Still, it's you're most likely going to see a black dude with a black woman. We're just in an age where you're probably going to see black dudes with white girls, or black girls with white dudes, or did I miss out anything? Asian girl with white dude. You're gonna see more you're just gonna see more mismatching, from the year 2025 and above. You're just gonna see more mismatching from all races, all genders. I will say this though. If you're a white dude on Twitter and I see you complaining about white women going with black men, I automatically know that you're a loser. And I'm just keep it a buck with you. I already know you're a loser. If you're a white dude complaining about or a black dude supposedly stealing a white woman, is first of all, it's not happening like that. Not in mass. And if there is a black dude with a white girl, he's probably like the only black dude outside. I'm talking about he's in a PWI institution, and he's probably like one out of 5 black people in that whole school. And he's with a white woman. You have nothing to worry about. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And whole math was one of those people. He would make these tweets about IQ and why are white women choosing these low IQ this, and low IQ leads to this kind of child. I'm like, bro, you overthinking this. you overthinking this, bro. Yes, in an ideal situation, you want your girl or you want your daughter to be with a person that's smart or this and that. But women tend to just they'll how they choose their partners is just how they choose their partners. Right? And the more that you talk about black men are the boogeymen, they're not this, they're not that. And if your whole life is dedicated around keeping women away from this type of person or this type of this, you're actually pushing them to to that group, right? That's all you're doing. But at the same time, I want you to pay attention to this tweet though right here. Again, he said, I knew he was a loser soon as I saw him complaining about women choosing black men. No white man who's successful in life thinks like that. And look, I'll say the same thing. I'm talking about most of the successful white dudes I know. Sorry, all of them. I've never heard them complaining about I'm talking about particularly success, and it could be any successful, any type of success. A guy that's successful in business, guy that has a successful family, guy that's like successful in life, guy that's successful in athletics. I don't ever see them complaining about a white bitch being with a black dude, even if it's a pookie, right? But if you're complaining about white women being with like a black dude or a white woman being with an Indian dude, because I've seen that as well, where I saw a white woman with an Indian dude and some a race cell was harassing the couple. This is where I'm like, okay. I'm talking about if you make it your whole channel, because I knew like whole math, he'd get caught up in that. He would get caught up in that, or like something would happen with something would happen race wise, and he was oh yeah, he was talking about the Carmelo Anthony situation. And he got so caught up in it, he started saying stupid stuff, like things that are just not intelligent. I'm like, home math, you too autistic to be saying these kind of stupid stuff. Like he's like home math is smart, but he's also like he's like autistic smart, if I'm not mistaken. He comes across as like an autistic like type smart person, right? But I'm like, bro, you too smart to be caught up in the race baiting. Way too smart. And then this also leads me to my next point, right? If you are a white dude and you're struggling with, or so you say. Now, mind you, this is a grown man. He said he's 40, right? You're being selfish. And when I say you're being selfish, that means you're not really expanding your horizons dating wise. That means you're just only you're waiting for your white queen to come through. And I understand it to an extent, because there's a lot of black men that have trouble with letting go of their women. So I understand that. But homie, if you're a white dude and like you're involuntarily celibate, or you're saying you're struggling with finding a partner, or you say that you couldn't find nobody, I would say you're being selfish. Because bro, you can literally, there's a whole bunch of Asian broads that you can get at your disposal that you could try out to see if that's what you want. But a lot of the Caucasian dudes that I see are struggling, and mind you, they're not like some ugly, like hideous people. They're not. But what they're waiting for is their Caucasian queen. Right? So they're thinking that they're really hung up on like, damn, why aren't the white broads choosing me? Now there still are. That's the thing I don't get. Like, white women are still choosing white men at mass. So if that's still a trouble or a problem, why not expand your horizons. Maybe, he's at the age of 40. You might want to, well, you okay, because I already know whole math. He doesn't want to date a white woman that's a single mom, right? He doesn't want to date a divorcee. I already know he wants like an untouched like white woman but in her 30s, which is not gonna happen. Which is not gonna happen. So I'm like, have you tried? So I would ask home math, have you tried dating a woman in her 20s? Have you tried that? And he's probably gonna be like, oh no, I don't want to seem like, okay, fine. All right. Because that's the first thing I always say. Have you ever tried dating younger? Or then they'll, I don't know if I could date. Okay, if you want to play that game, all right. Even though the stats are out there, we already know most men find women in their early 20s the most attractive. But we can act stupid and virtue signal and act like you don't. Okay, fine. What white woman are you gonna find in her 30s that you as a 40-year-old are going to find attractive? Right? So how about you try, since he probably wants a woman in her late 20s or early 30s. Okay, whole math, why don't you try being with an Asian bish? I'm pretty sure whole math can get an Asian bish. I am damn near 90+% certain. I am 90% certain that he can get an Asian bish. And if somehow that fails, which I doubt that it's almost impossible that I can see that failing. But if that fails, why don't you try a Latina bish? And if that doesn't fail, why don't you maybe, I wouldn't recommend it, but then maybe black bish. Maybe you could try that next. For shoot, maybe that could be your second choice. Maybe you could try black bishes next and just see if that works out. But if you're going to limit your dating options to whatever city you live in or what state you live in, or you're not going to travel, you're not going to expand your horizons, but you want to talk about women's dating choices, I mean, stuff like that is going to turn off the average mind from hearing from what you have to say if you're not willing to expand your horizons. So this is not just a message for home math. There's a lot of people on Twitter or on Instagram where basically it's supposed to be a political page or a dating page or a white nationalist page or a conservative page or a far right page, and it has and their page is not even to do with their subject. Is literally all ninjas on their page doing monkey stuff. It's all ninjas on there doing monkey stuff. I'm like, damn, is that your whole page? It's just ninjas and why ninjas shouldn't be with Caucasian women and stuff. I'm like, damn, that's gonna be your whole page. I'm not saying it can never be a subject. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But I'm like, your whole page is ninjas. I'm like, your whole page, your whole RP page or your whole whatever page. I'm like, it's just all ninjas and IQ statistics and crime statistics. I'm like, that's your whole page. Because I'm just letting you know, if a broad sees this, they're gonna look at you like they're not even gonna consider what you're saying. They're gonna be like, what's up with you and ninjas? Why is that your whole page? Like if like, I'll say this, if the average broad sees my page, they're literally gonna be like, hey, do you have something with women? That's just gonna be the natural reaction. So there's a lot of people like home math that yeah, they're struggling with, I guess, dating, and they come to that realization. But if you're a white male, if you are particularly if you're an older white male, and you're still saying I can't find nobody and I needed this, and I do know the male need to feel appreciated, the male need to provide for somebody and somebody to look up to you and be happy with your uh you leading them somewhere, and that's really what many men are struggling with. But if that's what you want, but you're limiting your options in terms of whatever it could be, city, class, race, whatever, it's gonna be hard for somebody like me to feel bad for you. You know. Let me see. Pyro says, I always see dudes who came to be not valuable, bro. Just date other races of women. I always see dudes who came to be not valuable, bro. Just date other races of women. Look at the passport bros. Exactly. Or forget just that. Just a lot of guys, they'll just date who they have in their city. They never dated anybody outside of their city. They never dated anybody outside of their state or their region or country. You know, they have completely limited their dating options, right? There's a reason why, like, remember, like, you know, it'll be a family, they'll move to a town and then they'll find out their kid is getting bullied, and then they'll be like, shit, we got to move, right? Because now he or she needs to start fresh, so he or she doesn't limit their options in terms of socialization. There's a reason why families would be like, man, we got to move. When they find out their kids bullied, they're getting bullied, they'd be like, man, we got to move. This is why families would do stuff like that. If you limit the kids' options and then limit to them to just always getting bullied by these same people, they're never going to, it's going to affect them basically for the rest of their lives. So this is, these are the things that we miss when we're young. But like I said, I hope, whole math gets out of the funk, right? But it is hard for me to feel bad for him, because he was one of those guys. he was one of those weirdos on Twitter doing the most when it came to that, right? And like I said, so Steph goes, that's the last straw for them. They're ugly and poor. The realization that attractive black dudes are smashing the white woman they thought was for them is killing them. He forgot that women want to fuck winners. He's not a winner. And what people got to understand, this tweet technically isn't about race. I just hope people understand women want to be with the winners, no matter who they are. Why do you think all the pro-blacks are so shocked that, like, the pro-black women still want to be with white dudes? Because they're the perceived conquerors. They're the perceived winners, right? The more you make them the boogeyman, the more attractive you make them, right? This is just life, right? And making pie charts and IQT charts and all this stuff, that's just not finna change what women decide to mate with. And the people that women decide to mate with, it makes no sense most of the time. So there's just nothing you really can do about it. How many times you see me on here when I say, well, women could literally fix most of their problems by stops if they just stop sleeping with criminals, particularly in their teenage years, but they're not trying to hear that. They're not trying to hear that. And really, me just saying that, I'm actually giving the criminals a boost by saying this. But I will always say this: criminals be getting the most broads out of everybody, including the athletes. They tend to get first dibs, right? So I would be the first to acknowledge that. And there's no T chart I got to make. I don't got to make a pie graph about it. I just show you the evidence and just be like, look, This is what they do at that time. So it's going to be up to you as a man if you want to take that on, if she has a past of dating criminals. Right. But like I said, I do agree with that tweet, though. I do agree with that tweet. If you are a white dude and you're complaining about ninjas taking white bitches, you're probably not where you're supposed to be in life. Dude, I know even in areas where white dudes don't even mess with, like I even know, like I'm talking about the state that I live in, there are certain cities and towns where there's not even no black people at all, right? And they're not even they not even tripping off. Like if they find out some broad is messing with a ninja, they don't care. The white dudes that I know that is smashing broads on the daily, or that got the most broads, or that just aren't, or that are successful in life, they don't care. They're not complaining about black men taking white women, because that's not true, really. that's technically not true. You look at the statistics, black men are not slaying women like white women like this. Especially, they're not getting like the top. Most black men are not getting even that small percentage of black dudes that are messing with white women. They're not getting like the top white women. They're getting like the regular bitches. Respect, and I say that respectfully, of course. Now let's go to Jordan Peterson. Damn near 2 hours later. Okay, now let's go to Jordan Peterson. Okay. So right here, this is the debate that went viral. Jordan Peterson versus 20 atheists. If you guys want to watch the full thing. So I went on AJ's channel last night, and I broke the news to him. I said, bro, Jordan Peterson got destroyed. He's like, for real? I was like, just watch it. I'm telling you, Jordan Peterson, he got roasted, right? So right here, I'm gonna fast forward to the ones that were interesting. So his claim number one was atheists reject God, but they don't understand what they're rejecting, right? So that was his first claim. So I want to fast forward to let me see. Would that be, let me see, that's the first guy. Yeah, that was the first guy. Okay, second guy, the adult. Third guy. So once he hit that fourth guy, that's where I was like, okay, Jordan Peterson is in trouble. He did this third guy, he did him dirty, because all he did was Jordan Peterson just kept over talking him and kept telling him to define this, define that, which had nothing to do with really his original claim. And guys, you're just gonna have to take my word for it. I just don't have that kind of time. But let me hit the fourth guy right here, the ninja, the Negro atheist. This is a rare sighting. We got a black male atheist. This is a sighting as rare as a unicorn. Yeah, man, a Negro male atheist, man. This is crazy work.
Surrounded is now a podcast, available wherever you listen. Search Surrounded, plug in, and stay part of the conversation. Anywhere, anytime.
Okay.
My next.
Okay. Oh, no. Oh, so this is the next claim that he talks about. Morality and purpose can't be found within science. That's the claim right here. So this is the claim right here where he starts off with the ninja, right? Claim number 2, morality and purpose can't be found with science. So atheists like to say that we don't need religion. We just need to rely on science to do what we need to do, and morality has nothing to do with religion. That's what a lot of atheists would argue. But this is some interesting stuff. This is some interesting stuff. So right here, we're gonna have Jordan Peterson debating the Negro male atheists. This is going to be very interesting. And it's not really a debate, but this is how I knew Jordan Peterson wasn't where I thought Jordan Peterson got in trouble, where he tried to basically end the argument right then and there, but he didn't fall for it. He was like, what are you talking? He said, he's like, thank you for proving my point. He's like, what point? And he stood his ground right there. So right there, this is where I thought Peterson was in trouble, because really this wasn't even an argument. This was just him giving an example of, well, even in the past, even before, religion and all this stuff, people did things a certain way. You know what I mean? People had their own sciences, really. They had their own traditions. People did take care of the elderly, the sick, and whatnot. This is a form of science. This is what I've been trying to tell people. Science isn't just when I was talking about witchcraft, right? It's just science. Science encompasses a lot. It's a lot that encompasses when you're talking about science, the scientific method, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? So when Peterson basically tried to end the argument that he was proving his point, that he can't be found with science, I'm like, bro, have you been listening to him? Let me rewind it though, right here. Right here, this was one of the weaker arguments in my opinion, but this is how I knew Jordan Peterson was in trouble. And where Jordan Peterson tried to end the argument prematurely, like he wasn't going to come up with a comeback. I was like, bro, this is not, when he's on the show with what's the bitch name, Kathy Newman, and she's just speaking nonsense. Nah, this is not going to be one of those shows, bro. So this is where I was like, uh-oh, this guy might be in trouble, right? Let me see if I can get to the next guy that I liked. Pause. But I just wanted to show that first, that the first couple people, but particularly that third or fourth guy right there, the black dude. That's how I knew he was like, oh shoot, he's probably. I'm like, if he's getting tripped up by this dude, and this is one of the weaker arguments, and this is only the beginning of the show. I see why this video went viral. Let me see if I can get it to the other Brian or the other dude. I think his name was Brian as well. I could be wrong. The older dude. So yeah, and right here, usually when atheists start asking you about what's the meaning of life, what do you think life is, that's where they basically get you into your trap, because then this is where people are going to start talking about, what do you think heaven and hell is? What do you think heaven is? What do you think hell is? And this is where Christians can kind of lose the plot, because now the more religious you make it, you're actually playing right into the atheist's hands. So you see how the ninja, right, Mr. Ninja, right, the Negro male atheist, he's gonna be mad if he sees it's like, why are you calling me the Negro male atheist? It's just funny to me. It's not a whole lot of open black male atheists. I think it's funny, right? He was trying to keep it science, and ironically, he was low-key playing in Jordan Peterson's hand. He just didn't know it. But because Jordan Peterson thinks he thinks with the average, the average theists, the theistic mind, I don't know if that's a word, or the average Christian mind, he thinks the more religious I make it, the more it's in my wheelhouse. But the more religious you make it, the more you actually put it into the atheist wheelhouse, especially when it comes to debate. This is what a lot of Christians don't, I don't think they get it. it's almost like these dudes out here, they think when they argue with women, they think that by the more logic I put in this argument, the more I'm winning. No. That's and mind you, I'm not a huge like Kevin Samuels fan, but that's why he low key, he was the best at what he did. He was really good. He probably was. I'm gonna give him his credit. He's probably was the best at what he did, because what he did was let the bitches talk, and they basically proceeded to bury themselves with their own words in front of the nation, to where now, if to defend the bish, you're gonna have to use the tactics, the same tactics that the bish used to try to defeat Kevin Samuels, which was gonna play right into his wheelhouse. So these are things, especially when it comes to like, debating or debating tactics, which I'm not like some expert. Trust me, I'm far from expert at this. But I'm telling you, when atheists be debating, the more spiritual you do it, the more religion you try to put in it, the more you're playing right into the wheelhouse. Let me give you another example. Remember when Hafiz was debating Coach Greg Adams on the Sozcast? He started bringing up God. He started bringing up Jordan Peterson, right? And then he keeps talking about if your words don't align with God, then I can't listen to you and blah blah blah. And he unintentionally gave Coach Greg Adams the greatest sound, the biggest opportunity to say the best soundbite ever. And this led to Coach Greg Adams saying this: I don't mean to offend you, Mr. Hafiz, but there's no God in marriage. And he couldn't argue, and he couldn't even argue that. He couldn't even argue that. But what Hafiz, he thought by putting, God into the debate, putting spirituality into the discussion when they were talking about divorce and marriage and relationships, you're actually playing into a guy like a former MGTOW, a guy like CGA's hand. Christians think because they think that, oh, I have a relationship with my God, that makes me closer. So that means if I bring him up because I know about him or my deity, that makes me the winner. Nope. Particularly when it comes to skeptics or atheists or whatever, you're dealing with somebody that knows your God better than you do, that knows your religion better than you do. You know what I mean?
What is the purpose of heaven? Do you understand? So here's the deal.
So already he started getting tripped up, and he didn't realize the more you bring up religion, you're actually playing into the atheist hand. Yeah, he fell like Jordan Peterson. He fell for the trap. He already fell because now you're basically you're you brought up heaven and hell. Now he can bring up morality. Now he's controlling his claim. Morality and purpose can't be found within science. Now he's challenging what he thinks morality is within his religion. Now Jordan Peterson is in his wheelhouse. You know what I mean? If he had kept it science, even though he would have still lost, but still would have lost the claim, because first of all, I don't even believe he said morality and purpose can't be found within science. That's false, in my opinion. But that's just me. But I'm pretty sure that I just think that's objectively false. But that's just me. But if you keep it science, then maybe you can kind of kind of finesse that subject. But now that you brought Sky Daddy into this, now you brought the flying spaghetti monster into this, and now we get to question his morals, your Sky Daddy's morals, or supposed, morals. You know what I mean? So you should have just kept it with science. Now you brought Sky Daddy into this. Now I can question Sky Daddy's morals and his way of his way of doing things, right?
Still follow it. If God came down and said, here is my moral code and you should follow it, but even if you follow it, you are still going to end up in hell. Are you going to follow it?
That is a great question right there.
Well, that was the question that was put to Job and to Christ, right? Because they were required to hang on, I'm answering your
No, it wasn't. But there's a but let it continue.
question. They were required to withstand trials that would break anyone and maintain their upward orientation regardless.
And they did that with the motivation of believing that this omnipotent, all-loving God would somehow turn it into a benefit. So they still did it solely for their benefit. So yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Hang on. Let's define benefit. Like if I did something for your sister.
Oh, bruh. This is what Jordan Peterson ended up doing for the rest of the debate. Define benefit. Ninja. He would define good, define definition. Like what? This is what Jordan Peterson ended up doing basically for the whole debate. What do you mean define benefit? He just explained. Low key was getting deep here. This part I actually like. That exchange at the end I liked, but at this point I was like, man, he's not even close, because most I don't, particularly when you're talking about like younger atheists, whatever, they be chomping at the bit. They can't wait for a guy like a Jordan Peterson or who else? Ben Shapiro, who else? Andrew Wilson. Did I say his name already? Right. These type of people. Who's another one? I can't think of anybody else. But yeah, like because the atheists particularly, they love going after the Christians. they be like, man, I can't wait. They be like they can't wait, licking their lips, chomping at the bit to debate a Christian. This is what they can't wait to do that. Okay. Oh, the next guy. Yeah, the next guy. This was very good. Came with his notebook. This ninja came ready. This ninja came prepared. This is what I'm So I was watching the PBD podcast, and he was like, bro, Jordan Peterson should have not went on the show anyways, particularly because he's never really claimed Christianity like that. But he kind of likes to lean on it when it's convenient. And then you're basically going up against hardcore young atheists that are just looking to embarrass you. There's no way. So I'll say this. I hope Michaela Peterson didn't, because like if I was his advisement, I would have definitely told him not to go on this show. And like I said before, a lot of people might have missed it in the beginning. What's happening to Jordan Peterson right now, that can happen to any of your favorite trad cons that stand on whatever religion they want to stand on. Under the particularly the Christians, right? They even, I'll say even Candace Owens, I think she'd struggle with this. You don't want to debate an atheist, man. They're gonna make you look stupid, man. Please, I'm telling you, avoid debating atheists. First of all, they're looking for it. They want the smoke. They want to they know your religion better than you know your own religion, man. Trust me. You don't want to debate. These people watch what's that Christian movie that they watch? with the college professor. What was the movie called? God's Not Dead, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. God's Not Dead. I think the Christians watched this and they thought they could debate they could debate these. Bro, you don't want to debate these people, bro. I think that's what the movie's called. Hold on, let me search that up. God's Not Dead, right? God's Not Dead. Yeah, 2014 film. Yep, it's got to be either God's Not Dead. Yeah, it's God's Not Dead. So yeah, so it was a Christian film that came out called God's Not Dead with the atheist professor, whatever. And I'm not saying it was a terrible movie, but it really wasn't a good movie. But it gave a lot of Christians false hope. You're not going to debate the average, philosophy professor out of his atheism or whatever you think he believes in. You're not going to win that. Oh man, that gave a lot of Christians a lot of faux confidence. FAUX, I think. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I forgot what her name is. It starts with a Z. So right here, that was low key a setup though, right? So right here, claim number 3, everybody worships something, including atheists, right? Even though they might not know it. So that's claim number 3. Now, the reason why I showed you the guy with the black shirt just recently is he low-key hinted at it, where he was just like, well, you probably might not really stand on the Christianity that you say you do. So this is going to come back to bite Jordan Peterson in the butt in this next one. So this next one, and I think this might be the last one I'll show. I think this will be the last one I show. This last one that I'm about to show with the
really very thoughtful.
With the this kid, let me show you. So this kid right here.
Hey, Dr. Peterson.
How are you?
So this is the kid that goes viral. This is the kid that basically boosted the video. This is the one where it brought the video to the algorithm in a major way, right? So he is going to, unfortunately, strip Jordan Peterson naked and make him look bad, not only in front of the atheists, but the Christians as well. So this right here, this is Krem worshiping Mary. I'm not going to say this next part. I'm not. I'll do it. Imagine basing your whole religion of a young, hot 304 that lied. What if she's lying? What if we say that let's take the story of Mary, right? Imagine if my bitch come up to me and say, look, I'm pregnant. I got it. The spirit, I got impregnated by the spirit. We'll be like, no, I'll be like, no, a nigga fucked you. You didn't get impregnated by the spirit. A ninja screwed you. Get out my house. Get out my house, right? And I'm gonna just leave it at that. Oh man. Anyways, let me leave that alone. That's wild work. This is wild work. homie, Jordan Peterson doesn't understand this, but do you know how many reposts that part got? And do you know, like, basically the young kids growing up or young people that are just searching around the internet, this is going to be the viral moment that they see that will be like, what are these atheists about? Mine was like, damn, George Carlin is wild work. You know what I mean? Damn, the way he just said it, damn. All right. Let me see what this is about. Or just to see, because I don't think George Carlin said I don't know if he said specifically he was an atheist, but a lot of atheists reference him a lot, right? So this is going to be one of these clips down the road that atheists are going to use to recruit for recruitment. like Simon would say, like Simon Nankwangela would say, why are you recruiting young boys? Oh man. Yeah, Jordan Peterson wasn't happy about that joint. Now, if you guys get the chance, please watch the full debate. I think there were a lot of great arguments had, but these were obviously the two viral moments. And then right here, this is where I knew Jordan Peterson kind of pussied out. So right here. So at the end of the debates, after the end, what they do is they give the singular person, the opportunity to call back one of the people for an argument, one of the people that he debated, for basically a second chance for them to not necessarily argue, but to basically kind of like almost like a final match. But it's up to the presenter. And guess who he chooses? Watch this. Dr. Peterson will now choose an atheist to debate for 10 minutes on a claim of their choosing. So I was like, oh, so like now, you know what real ninjas do? Hey, remember back in the days when you play ball and you say, okay, you done played your game and then you're the best player on the court and you're like, okay, who you want to go one-on-one with? You don't pick the weakest player. You pick the person that gave you the toughest time, or the person you thought fouled you the hardest, or the person that gave you the toughest time. You're like, okay, I'm gonna choose you because I think you on my level, or you close to it, or somewhere close to it, so they can prove to themselves and to the court that they're the numero uno. They're the they're the head honcho, right? And look who Dr. Peterson decides to choose. He chose somebody that was not going to give him no pushback. Watch this. Hoe ass nigga, man. Come on. You need to pick broski that made you look bad. You got to get your get back. Come on, man. Come on. I remember when I was playing, even with soccer, somebody gets me at a hard tackle. I'm like, nah, I gotta get him back. Not necessarily tackle wise, but by my skills. I gotta prove that. I gotta prove myself. It's just the ego thing with with men when it comes to stuff like that. But I'm like, oh, this whole ass nigga. This nigga picked the broad that wasn't even really debating him. And no disrespect to Zena, she came in good faith. Pause. But you need to get back at the dude that was really challenging your viewpoints. But like I said, Jordan Peterson can't really stand on a lot of the things he says. So he chose somebody that he could get over on, and he chose a broad. Come, he chose a broad. You bitch. You bitch. Come on. As your come on, man. You bish. But anyways, that's enough of that. If you guys get the chance, please watch Jordan Peterson versus 20 Atheists. Please, if you get the chance, please watch Jordan Peterson versus 20 Atheists on the Jubilee channel. This was a very interesting debate. Very, 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 very interesting debate. Right? But I think that's all I got for today. And like I said, last thing I would say, please, like if anybody that is listening, if you believe in something, do not debate an atheist. They're going to they're going to challenge your they're going to challenge your viewpoints. Even if you're a Muslim, don't debate them. Don't debate. Now, most Muslims that I've met in my life are more studied up on multiple religions and multiple belief points. Like I've run across more Muslims that are more studied than the average Christian. So that might be a little bit different. But look, if you love your belief, don't bring it up to an atheist. They're gonna make you really like self-evaluate. You know what I mean? And Jordan Peterson, you know, he took a massive L. He took a massive L, in my opinion, with this one. Let's see. Now, I'm not gonna go on Twitter to check the comments. I'm gonna just let the grave has already been set. The grave has already been set. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching the show. Let me check something first on my phone. Let me check something real quick. Let me see. Oh, so apparently in the middle of my stream, I got a copyright strike. My stream was interrupted. Damn. That's not good, but let me see. I guess I'll have to edit that later. But man, damn, I knew I should have had my phone right next to me. So damn, they said at the 23rd mark, at the 12:09 mark, my stream got interrupted. Anyway, so I'll take that out. But yeah, if you guys can, please watch that stream. If you guys can. But anyways, take care and good night. What will be my outro video for this one? This one, I guess. This would be one. Let's see.
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you were at your wit's end? That is my point of view.